All right, we are officially live. What is up, chat? How is everybody doing on this lovely Friday night as we bring you yet another brand new postseason edition of 27 Outs? As always, alongside Stefan, I am Ivan. Here we are yet again, man. I kind of feel like every time we hit these mics, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the season. As you guys can tell by the title of tonight's video, we got some game 5 action, right? Right now, the Tigers and the Mariners are going at it in Seattle. We're actually going to talk about tomorrow's game 5 as well between the Cubs and the Brewers. So that's another game 5 to look forward to. And then, of course, we got to talk about, some of the teams that have already moved on, that we are going to see in the championship series moving forward. By the way, I had to bring out the hoodie, man. For those of you who live in the tri-state area, it is starting to get cold out there. I'm talking at night, it's like 40-something degrees. In the morning, it's like 40-something degrees. So I had to bundle up because it's pretty cold out there, and it feels a little chilly indoors as well. Stefan, how are you feeling? I see you rocking the pink, looking like Cameron.
Nah, this is the filthy rags, pink edition right here. You know what I'm saying? This is
That's
limited
your
edition.
brother's
So yeah.
merch, right?
Yeah, man. So I had to pull that from the closet. It's cold, man.
It's
It's hoodie
cold.
season for me, brother.
It's
The
cold.
moment that weather says below 50, we you know what I mean? I don't play.
Mm-hmm.
Cause being disabled in the winter is not it ain't new. I don't like none of y'all.
You've been telling me for years, bro. I can only imagine.
You know what I mean? And it's good. I like putting a hoodie on. I like getting all like snuggled up in something comfortable. Know what I mean? So this is this is my bag. But speaking of bags, I have a little story time before we start the show. So I've been battling a cold for like I found out it was a cold.
So it's not
Cause
the asthma.
no, because
Okay.
Lester told me that his wife's been battling the cold, and then for those that don't know, Lester's now sick.
Mm.
So I think kind of transferred over to your boy. So
Yeah, I hear you. I feel
we
you.
we've been battling. You know what I mean? Got the Vicks out, real Puerto Rican.
I
You know what I
hear you,
mean?
bro. Listen, I know at some point you it's almost as if no matter how much you take care of yourself, it's something's
It
gonna,
don't matter.
find you, bro.
It
Whether
really
it's
does not.
cold, whether it's COVID, like that's
Yeah.
the one thing. Like I agree with you, bro. I like to, wear hoodies, especially thick ones that keep me,
It's
nice and
warm.
warm during this time of the year. But at the same time, what I don't look forward to when it comes to the cold weather is that's when
You know you're
sickness
gonna get
starts to
sick.
rise. But I'm all right for now. I saw you and you were looking, you were good the other day. So hopefully, I don't end up with it.
No, this is during this week. You good. This just
Right,
happened to me
right.
this week. So
Mhm.
um, stuff happens. They are pulling George Kirby from this game.
Right. He's been doing a hell of a job though this tonight, man. I mean, by the way,
I
we
don't
have the game on, folks. So for those of you who stop by and want to talk about tonight's game
so
5 in
listen,
real
I'm gonna
time,
be
let us
honest with
know.
you. This is a mini watch along because I want to finish the rest of this game. I said 9:30 for a reason, so we could get a good hour and a half in, maybe. Because by the time we're done, I want this to be done, and I only want there to be one game 5 left, which would be tomorrow night. So, um, George Kirby just got pulled, so I'm interested to see how Dan Wilson, the Mariners manager, navigates the rest of this because Schoolboy doesn't look like he want to give nothing up either. So
Well, he gave up 1 run, that's for sure.
that's crazy on a check swing double that wasn't even hit all that hard.
Yeah.
Um,
By the way, shout out to Josh Naylor, man. I know he had a kid earlier this week. His wife
dad
gave
strength.
birth.
You know about that
He
dad
he
strength,
gets
bro.
he gets to score the first run tonight against the Tariq Skubal, man. What a week he's having.
Dad strength. You know all about that dad strength, bro. Hell yeah. Dad, they say dad strength is a real thing. I know deprived sleep is a real thing too. You know a little something about that, but
Well, I got through that phase, but as somebody who has gotten through it, it definitely 100% is a real thing.
oh,
And
for
there's no
sure,
running away from it either. Like it
for
comes
sure.
right along with the experience in itself.
Listen, man, you're a better man than me because kids, not for me. especially being a high-powered athlete with everything on the line right now, to have a kid right now, you gotta be a little different. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because your priorities are now split between the child, your job, trying to win a championship,
Yeah.
and trying to be there for your wife or your girlfriend or your significant other, however
While
you want
she's
to
still
term it.
recovering. Yeah, bro. It's
Yeah,
tough.
man, it's a battle, but he's doing it and he's having a hell of a postseason doing it too. So shout out to him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say this. Speaking of having a hell of a postseason, uh can we just get to the heartbreaking stuff, man? We'll the game is happening. We'll break into the game, but boy, if you're on that Philadelphia Philly roster, if you're in that Philadelphia Philly clubhouse today, I think the optimal word is heartbreaking, right? Like it gotta be like that. Gotta be the word that's permeating through the entire brain of everybody in Philadelphia, especially Ryan O'Gurkering. Because my lord, I mean, wow.
Mm-hmm. You know, I it's unfortunate to have to go out like that, right? Not only for the Phillies, but especially for him, knowing that, and you never want to really point the finger at somebody, right? But to know that your misplay is the thing that allowed the Dodgers to move on to the NLCS. Wow, somebody
Two
went
one
yard.
Tigers. 2-1 Tigers. Kerry Carpenter just went yeah. Wow.
Holy wow. And you were just talking about it'll be interesting to see how the Mariners maneuver this moving forward. Damn, it backfired.
Immediately.
But you know
Oh,
why
you know
they
why they did it?
I
Is
know why.
because he
Yeah,
went
of
2 for
course.
2 with 2
He has really
Rockets.
good numbers against Kirby. That's
So
why.
before this at bat, he was 7
Mm-hmm.
for 13 with 5 home runs.
Yeah.
I get it. I get why they did it, but let me ask you this question.
I would have done the same thing with a man on.
I don't know if I would have.
With somebody not on, because you got to remember the chances of Curry Carpenter getting a hit against George Kirby had he stayed in the game are very high because
Yeah,
of
but
how well he hits him.
here's the thing. They seen your bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
The more a team sees your bullpen, I don't care how effective they are, you will get hit.
So
The
let me ask
more
you this. I agree. Let me ask you this, right? While that is true, Kerry Carpenter was gonna get a hit. Now, maybe it wouldn't have been a 2-run shot, but it certainly would have been 2 on for the Tigers right now.
you know what?
Definitely.
I'm letting one of my best pitchers navigate that.
Right.
If I go down, I'm going down with him.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you got to get 9 outs out of this bullpen and hope that your offense can score some runs. Because now Tariq Skubal might throw 120 pitches and pitch into the 8th inning because he got the lead.
He might have to, yeah.
So now you're screwed.
Right.
We gotta stop with this. Oh, but if this situation pops up, if it pops up, you can't live like that. If you die with your best man on the mound. You can't die going to a bullpen that the Tigers have seen through 4 games, through 4.5 games, now 5 in this series. That's bad managing by Dan Wilson. You got to
Right.
read swings.
It's
You
tough,
got to
man.
listen. It is tough, and that's why me and you were talking about it, and he's out there doing it.
Right.
So I could be totally off base, but this dude was dominating.
He was for sure.
Dominating.
He was.
And you know what? As crazy as this sounds, I'll put 2 runners on. Do you know why I put 2 runners on? Because I could get a double play. Gleyber Torres does not run well. Gleyber Torres bangs into a double play. That's 2 outs, and you don't even have to deal with Carpenter.
Right.
Now, who's to say you get the double play? So I get your point of like, yo, it could backfire. But like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me back to the Phillies, because I got a question to ask you off the rip. Yo, fam. How do you not keep Jesus Luzardo in that game last night? He was mowing them down.
I agree with you, but the one thing that we did see, not only in last night's game, but throughout the entire series between the Phillies and the Dodgers, was the fact that the deeper you actually went into these ball games, other than game 3, because obviously Philly went berserk.
They went
The
crazy.
lineup woke up as they should have, which is why there was a game 4 to begin with. But we saw the Dodgers always find a way as we got deeper into these ball games. And while I know Philly looked good last night, hence why the game turned out the way that it did, I
Mhm.
still would have given the edge to the Dodgers, man. I just feel like they live for the moment and they're built for it too.
That's fine. I'm talking about situationally. This guy was pitching his behind off.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go to a Kirkering who's not good with runners on base? Rob Thompson overmanaged that last inning. You let this dude go, Luzardo go to, he can't go no more because that's your season.
Right.
All you're trying to do is get it back to Philadelphia.
I'm going to be honest. Speaking
With
of Rob Thompson and the Phillies, I think they actually made a huge mistake coming into the series. You know why?
what they do.
Why wasn't one of your best postseason starters starting in this series in Ranger Suarez? It's a huge mistake.
Well,
Huge mistake.
I don't disagree.
Because we talk about teams follow the numbers and analytics and this
Right.
and that. Last time I checked, Ranger Suarez, now he's not a guy who has been doing this for years upon years, but the few starts that he has had in the postseason, they've turned out to be well for him.
Right.
So you already not having Zach Wheeler, you had to go to Christopher Sanchez twice in both game 1 and 4.
Right.
Now I'm like, damn, you didn't find no room at all other than coming out of the bullpen, but it really should have been Ranger Suarez, who I think was a part of the rotation coming into the playoffs. Huge mistake.
The reason why I agree with you, but I'm going to play devil's advocate, but I agree with you, and let me get to that point first, is you didn't have Aaron Nola. I mean, you didn't have Zach Wheeler. If you had Zach Wheeler, then I can understand you wanted to go with 3 starters, short around. You only get 3 starts in a rotation anyway. But why do you not go to him unless there was an injury that hasn't been reported yet that we'll find out about, that he was pitching through some sort of pain? Then that's different.
Right, yeah, I haven't heard anything. All I heard was that they just didn't want to start him.
Did he pitch at all in the series, though?
He pitched 1 game, yeah, 1 game.
See, this is the thing. I wonder if they didn't like the matchup because maybe Ranger Suarez, he doesn't have high strikeout numbers. And maybe they don't like the fact that he gives up too much contact against a lineup that's going to put the ball in play, that's going to make you have to throw strikes over the middle of the plate. His velocity was down from what I heard. So maybe there's an injury that we're not privy to. And that's why you got to be careful when you start to criticize these managers. Or why did he go here? Why did they do this? We're not privy to everything, all the numbers, all the medical information that they have, especially at this time of year. When you're banged up, you made over probably 20 starts, whatever it is you dealt with. Maybe there was an injury that cropped up and we don't know nothing about it. So while your question is valid, I think we have to wait for everything to come out before we decide to hang Rob Thompson and say you didn't do a very good job. Here's the one thing I will say, though. We could talk about why didn't this pitcher pitch? Why didn't you go to this reliever in this spot? Their offense was dormant for most of the series outside of game 3.
Right.
They scored 1 run yesterday. Okay. They did not. I think they scored 3 runs in game 3. I mean, game 2 at home. Because remember, we were doing a show that day, and Philly, they made a 9th inning comeback, but they were shut down for most of that game too. And if it wasn't for Dave Roberts having a brain fart, not going to Sasaki, who knows if the Phillies even get a couple runs to push it to that point, right?
By the way, speaking of Sasaki, it doesn't seem like he is indeed their closer. Because what he did yesterday, that was not a closer job, man. That's a guy, 3 solid innings. I mean, wow, what a job, Roki Sasaki.
I mean, you want to talk about that? You talking about 1970s closers? That's like Goose Gossage, Raleigh Fingers, 1970s ball right there.
Now now what he did, I don't want to say surprised me, right? Because I remember coming into the series, I said the one thing that I really like about the Dodgers, and I know we've seen the bullpen implode.
Right.
Tanner Scott, I don't even think like he was at the game yesterday from what I read or something like that. But the fact that you have that many options, like, do we understand, folks, that and other teams are doing it as well, right? But when you're a team such as the Dodgers, right, you're already loaded. You have all the depth in the world. and then you throw a couple of guys who really should be in your rotation, but instead you throw them in the bullpen in
In the
this
bullpen,
case,
yeah.
dude, how can I not give you the advantage? Because at that point, you could basically do whatever the hell you want.
That is them doing whatever the hell they want. That's why they end up here. Let
Yeah.
me point this out too, right? The Phillies gave the Dodgers this series. To me, they gave it to them.
You think so? I thought the
Yes.
Dodgers won fair and square.
The Dodgers hit 199 in this postseason. Shohei Ohtani was 1 for 19.
And again, that's my whole thing. That's why I'm big on the Dodgers, bro. They don't need everybody to show up for them. Now, the deeper you get into these
Eventually, you're going to
playoffs,
need
bro,
people to step up.
of
But
course.
I believe the Phillies' lack of offense and the Phillies' lack of being able to put the bat to the ball, you gave the the reason why I say you gave the Dodgers the series is because if you scored a little bit, this is a different series.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodgers at this point are in everyone's heads. We could play half our roster and we're still going to go out and do damage. And at this point, if you are Dave Dombrowski, if you are John Middleton, the owner, if you're anybody in that organization worth any salt, everybody's under the microscope today. And I'd venture to say that both Rob Thompson and Dave Dombrowski might lose their jobs over this.
Right. I could see so.
And you know what? Here's another one I'll put forward. John Middleton is not the one to he's not going to not spend money, right?
Right.
Like, he's going to keep spending money. That's just what he does. That's the type of general man. That's the type of owner he is. He's going to push his chips to the middle of the table, and then we're going to see where it all stands. But Rob Thompson had a abysmal time managing the series. Abysmal time. Ryan Kerkering, at one point this season, he let 8 out of 13 inherited runners score. This guy does not pitch well in pressure situations. And then you brought him in a pressure-packed situation, and he made the mistake. Also, bad job out of him bringing in your closer in the 7th inning.
Yeah.
Because what does Duran do? Walks Mookie Betts, and the Dodgers score their first run.
Mm-hmm.
He managed this series as if he was afraid to lose. And I get there's a fine line between being aggressive and being fearful. And it felt Rob Thompson was fearful.
You know, in a way, while I do understand the criticism towards how he managed this series, like you said, the lineup didn't show up. I mean,
At all.
when you're looking at your guys go out there, you're 4 games into the series and you're still wondering, like, yo, when are these guys gonna wake the hell up and actually start to do something? You kind of have to start, pulling strings and making your own decisions at that point, because what you're putting out there is just not doing it for you.
That's a fair point by you. And the other thing I'm going to point out too is, like, Bryce Harper. You're not above the criticism, my boy. The same smoke we had for Judge a couple months ago and Vladdy last few pro seasons, you're going to get the same smoke, my boy. You've been cheeks the last 2 playoffs. I don't know where the hell you've been. I don't know if it's because of injuries, but you just been straight trash.
Right.
And you supposed to be the franchise player. To quote the great Allen Iverson, I'm supposed to be sitting here. You supposed to be sitting here talking about I'm the franchise player. You don't look like the franchise right now.
This Philly team is going to look very different moving forward. Like, I know in previous shows we've talked about Kyle Schwarber, and a lot of people are focusing on the fact that, he's entering free agency. But the list is even longer for that. Real Muto is a free agent. Ranger Suarez is a free agent. David Robertson is a free agent. And the list is actually longer than that. But I'll be here all night if we really go on.
2 things are going to happen. One, you're going to bring JT Realmuto back because of what he means to the room. So I can see them come. Schwarber's gone. Listen, if it were me, I can't trade Trey Turner because he's making too much money. Castellanos, they're going to try to trade. The person I'm looking to trade right now, and they won't do this because David Dombrowski's not this guy. Yo, anybody want Bryce Harper?
Nah.
You say nah, but
yeah,
why not? It's not like he produced to the point where it's worth it. As Tyreek Schoolboy strikes out Kyle Raleigh and is going apoplectic on the mound. We go to the seventh. Wow. Listen, you say nah, but you be stupid if you don't think about it.
Well,
Look
I
at all the
think
money he's making. Look at all the lack of production he had. And here's the thing, right? If you're the Phillies, Schwarber's probably gonna be gone. You like you said, Real Muto's a big piece. Dave Robinson, he needs to retire. Time's up. You're like, it's done. We're done.
right.
Suarez, free agent. I don't know if they're gonna bring him back. Also, he had injury concerns last 2 years. So let me ask you a question. The team's gonna look different. You can't run it back. We know that. But obviously, it's getting harder to win because the National League is getting more competitive. And you see it with the Cubs, the Brewers, and there's a few teams that didn't make the playoffs this year that are going to make it next year.
Yeah, I for
So
sure.
it's like, at what point do you start to realize, like, yo, we were good, but number one, this style of play doesn't work, and maybe these players just aren't what we need.
Yeah, I don't think, and I don't want to single out any particular player, right? But if somebody were to ask me, like, what do I see happening with the Phillies moving forward, I wouldn't be able to tell you because, to be honest, I think their window has closed.
I
Now,
agree with you.
is there room for them to still sneak into the playoffs, be in a part of the playoff picture? Absolutely, but that's not what Dave Dombrowski was thinking of when he put this team together. He thought about bringing yet another World Series to Philly.
And it's a tough business, man. This is a tough business. And what I say when I say that, right? Sometimes you got to do the things that make people uncomfortable, right? Like you got to have a conversation. Is Rob Thompson the manager of this team?
I don't think he is.
And also, too, I'm going to say this for the record. You know what this postseason has shown us? You got to get more athletic. The Phillies are not athletic. The Phillies are a lumbering lineup. They hit a lot of home runs. Outside of Trey Turner, who's a real athlete, Armando Sosa might steal a base every now and again, right? Schwarber doesn't steal bases. Castellanos doesn't steal bases. Real Muto can run for a catcher, but he's a catcher.
Yeah.
Who steals bases? Who gives you something other than what you already have? Brandon Marsh, that experiment is over. They're going to trade him at some point. What are we really doing here? If I'm the Phillies, right, the one thing I'm asking myself is, can I get back to the series? And if I can't, we're going to rebuild on the fly, and I'm going to do the hard thing. Two conversations are going to happen. Schwabs, you ain't coming back for sure. And Bryce, where do you want to go? Because at some point, you got a lot of money. You can't, like I said, you can't trade Trey. Zach Wheeler's coming back, and he still has, I think, 2 years left with a lot of money left on his deal. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen where the Phillies are going to have to make tough decisions. And here's the thing. Fundamentally, that's a very flawed baseball team. That's a very flawed baseball team where, like, you hear people in Philadelphia talking about this team, and it's almost like, well, damn, bro. Like, we got here and we did this. Like, we love Schwarber's a great player. Harper's a great player. Realmuto is great. He's been a great Philly. But 2022 might have been the peak of this Phillies roster.
Yeah, that was it.
And the one thing I keep thinking about is, you remember when Ruben Amaro Jr. was the general manager, when they had Ryan Howard, they had Chase Utley, they had
Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins was on the team. Cole Hamels was the ace. Like, we've already been here once with the Phillies.
Right.
Does that ownership group go down the same path where they double down on the age and say, let's do this again?
And I see why you would actually bring up what they had gone through in the past. And for those who don't remember, the mistake that the Phillies made then was the fact that they held on to some of those guys a little too long. And it blew up right in front of their faces.
Immediately.
Now, while I do disagree with you when it comes to them considering, what they want to do with Harper, it does goes to show that, I mean, do you really want to hold on to him forever? Because he's only getting older as we speak,
But that's why, if I'm the Phillies, I'm trying to get out right the hell now. Yo, I'm trying to get out right now.
But the interesting question is, how do the Phillies view themselves, right? Because we
Well,
could sit here and say like, oh, their window is closed. And I think a lot of people would sit here and say, as you mentioned, Stefan, that 2022, the year that they did make it to the World Series, was their
that might have
shot.
been the year.
And the
Yeah,
fact
that
that they
that might
fell
have been the
short,
year.
you're not going to get back there again. But it'd be interesting to see, as you mentioned, within the next few days, what happens with the Phillies in terms of how they view themselves for sure moving forward.
We got a new name in here, and I gotta highlight this person. This is a new name, I believe.
Ran, how's it going?
What's up, brother? We agree with you.
Are you a Philly fan?
Are you a Phillies fan? That's what we want to know. Yeah, for sure. Let
Right.
us know. Because I think that's the sentiment around Philadelphia right now. Like, we gotta get younger. This particular core is not good enough to get us where we want to go. And also, too, this is a very uncomfortable narrative, is that the team is not, they look like the same player. They look like the same prototype of player. They're very left-handed heavy. They hit a lot of home runs. They slug a lot. There's not very much athleticism or personality, for that matter. Like, Bryce seems to have lost the spark, where he's not the same player he once was.
No.
Right. And maybe it's a combination of the injuries, but it also feels like he knows he's getting older. He knows his championship window is closing, as you mentioned, and maybe the age, along with the idea that we don't win a championship, is never going to happen. But
The fact that we are here talking about Harper's age and him getting up there in age, listen, man, it has me feeling old, because I remember being in high school and Bryce Harper was like that guy, that
yeah,
year, it was like, yo, everybody wants to know about Harper. And here we are,
yeah.
many years later, and we're talking about Harper getting up there in age, man.
And here's the other thing. Can we be real for a second? Ryan O'Kirkering can never pitch for the Phillies again. He can never pitch for the Phillies again.
Right.
No, you laugh. I'm dead serious. His
No,
mental
I understand
from
why.
a mental standpoint,
Yeah.
how do you let that young brother, like, it's so serious, bro? I'm being dead serious. You don't even let him like go to like clean out his locker. Yo, we'll just send you your stuff wherever you're living. Like,
Not only is it, I think, mentally for him moving forward, but also the fan base. Like, the fan base is gonna remember you forever for what
of
you did.
course,
I don't
of
think too many
course.
people are gonna move on from that, especially from
N-
Philly. Now, I've never been over there, so I don't know what the people are like, but you
Listen,
never know.
you listen. You from the Northeast, you know what Philly's like. They boo Santa Claus out here. The Philly fans are like every other new Northeast fan base. They're crazy.
Right.
By the way, what a rough night for Philadelphia. So the Phillies lose to the Dodgers in the division series, and then my New York Football Giants stomp a mud hole in Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and the
I
Philadelphia
heard,
Eagles.
yeah. I saw a lot of people on Instagram posting stories and whatnot.
Stomp a mud hole in those Philadelphia Eagles.
Is
By
that
the way,
really that big of a deal? I mean, I don't keep up with football, bro, but
yo,
I know
dog.
the Eagles did win
The
Super
Eagles just
Bowl
won a
last year,
Super
right?
Bowl, and
Right.
The Giants ain't had a win like, yo. Listen, we hadn't won on Thursday Night Football in like 10 years. Yo, telling you, I felt like the whole city of Philadelphia, somebody just put the bad juju all over them. But like, in all seriousness, like, you feel bad for the dude.
Yeah.
You feel bad for the dude, and you realize, like, Ryan O'Kirkering is a human being. You understand that mentally he may never recover from this. Forget about physically, because the stuff is there and he'll find a way to be a professional. And then, you know what, I gotta commend? I gotta commend him after the game. How many athletes, all right, I'm not talking to the media today. It's done. I'm not talking. I'm not in the mood. He stood there and
Yeah.
answered every media member's question about what happened, what he thought, why he did what he did. And it's just like, you got to commend him for the professionalism and the strength to stand up there and say, I'm going to answer every question. Because, boy, that can't be the easiest conversation to have right now. But the
If
other
I
part of
were
this,
if I were in his shoes, man, while I know he was the one who made the play, there's no other way to put it. But at the same time, like, I picture myself in that same moment. All you can do is react. Now, he could have gone to first, but I'm gonna be honest, with the way he threw that ball, I think he probably would have done the same thing had he gone to first anyway.
Yeah,
He
I think he
probably would have threw it into the stands or
he
somewhere over the first baseman's head. Really?
he probably doesn't even reach the first baseman's glove
I
because
think, and I
when
could be
you
wrong, but I think it would have been the same result whether he gone to first or home as he did.
because shot putting that throw from that close is crazy.
Because there's no time to think.
And then here's the thing, right? The moment he looks up, you see JT Realmuto doing this, like, yo, throw the first, throw the first, throw the first.
Right.
And here's the thing, I don't think he would have gotten him anyway, because if you've seen the still shot of the runner was already at the plate by the time the ball was, while JT was trying to reach for the ball. So it was like, I was already there. Now, if you remember if you see on the back half, the Dodgers make him go back, tag the plate, and it was a wrap. And this is a great point. As soon as he fumbled the ball, he was panicking, right? Like,
Yeah,
you could see it. You could see it because he picked it up and he was like, yo, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? That's why, yo, playoff baseball, if you've never been in these situations, it'll humble you real quick, dog.
Yeah.
You'll get exposed quick, fast, and in a hurry. And so, you know what's crazy too? I was thinking about this as Julio Rodriguez. Oh, I thought he was about to tie it up. My
Nah,
Lord.
fly it out.
Like I look at it and I'm like, yo, I don't know if I could do what these guys do. Cause I get crushed after like my teams lose. Imagine me being on the field or the court or something like that, having to deal with 50,000 people wanting my head right now.
That's the difference maker for me. It's the level that they do it at, with the amount of people surrounding them, the amount of noise. Because
Crazy.
I've lost in big games, right? But I've never done it at the professional level. I've never done it, as you mentioned, Stefan, with damn near 50,000 people screaming at the top of their lungs. Like,
Crazy.
I can only imagine what that feels like internally. It has to do something. No matter how prepared you are, it has to do something to you internally, whether you show it or not.
What? Yo, I'd be in forget about crying, Chad. I'll be in the fetal position, my boy. They had to come get me. Yo, go get your mans. Cause we forget about going back to the hotel. Right before we left the stadium, I'd have called up the plane because you know they fly on jets now. Yo, somebody get the mini bar open. Somebody pour me as much liquor as they could possibly pour me for this 6-hour flight. Cause I'm not flying sober. Hell no. Sober. You know,
you imagine the morning after, the
oh
very
my
next
goodness,
day.
bro.
Like, even if you do what you just said, Stefan, momentarily, right? I'm sure it might fix something. Your teammates telling you, yo, get over it, bro. I don't think you really had a shot anyway, whatever it was that, his teammates are telling him. But that morning after, you're reading social media. You're seeing what the media's putting out there about you. You can only imagine what the fan base thinks of you. Listen, man, it feels like the world is probably on your shoulders.
That's exactly what it feels like. But it goes back. I go back to my original point that if your offense has scored some runs,
right,
we're having a different conversation right now. And that's the thing we need to point to. Yes, he made a mistake in the moment, but the Phillies offense disappeared.
Yeah, all series long, other than game 3, right?
And it's like, how do you leave it to that brother to be in that type of spot and you don't score him no type of runs to get him any type of support to make him feel like, all right, this may work. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel crushed for the brother, because it's like, what you want the brother to do? And then, like, everybody says, oh, well, you got to be more precise in that moment. Like, okay, you literally cannot make a mistake. And what happens when you can't make a mistake? What happens? More often than not, you make mistakes because they feel the pressure. The human beings too, right? It's not like he's automatically gonna not feel the pressure, especially if he's never dealt with anything like this before. That's a different level of pressure and panic and fear and all these things that come with being in that situation. But listen, and then you almost feel bad for him sitting on the bench because he didn't want to do that. His teammates are consoling him, and it's almost like his body's there, but mentally he's He's in like 10 other places right now.
Yeah. One thing that I did want to say, because you mentioned a few minutes ago, Stefan, was the fact that, he still showed up. He spoke to the media after the game, and you gave credit to him for that. But you even heard it in his voice. You saw it in his face.
Mm,
Like while he was there, it was like he wasn't there at the same time. I can only
mm.
imagine he was probably just waiting for everyone, just get the hell out of this locker room right now. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I gotta cry it out, man. I gotta
I
cry.
would have. I would
And
have.
honestly, too, I just want to say this for the record. Like, have some class. If you're a Philly fan, don't send no death threats to the man's family. Don't do nothing outlandish because fan bases do that. I hope your mom, goes through some, and I hope this one, and somebody should kill your dog. Yo, people crazy.
Didn't they say that Cam went through that actually after his outing against the Red Sox? I had
Yeah,
read something about like Boston Red Sox fans apparently like threatening him and his family and things like that.
cursing
Crazy
out his
stuff.
mom, like sending her
Yeah.
inappropriate messages. Yeah, yo, I'm passionate about baseball just like the next man, but like when you start to get too personal, it's not work. Then it becomes like, yo, what? Why can't you just have some decorum and some class to you? Why you gotta act like a savage? Like you ain't got no home training.
I agree. Listen, I don't bash too many players, but if you are that type of fan, I'm gonna be honest. I think bashing, especially if you're a professional, not just in sports, but whether you be a celebrity, it doesn't matter what you do, right? If you are
It's
one of the
crazy.
best at what you do in life, it kind of comes to the territory. But I think the bashing should remain at, in this case, the player. Talk about his performance right then and there. Talk about what he did throughout the year. But once you start mentioning family members and you
Nah,
should
yeah,
die and why are you even on earth, like
yeah,
that,
nah.
come on.
It's and the thing about it is like I tell people this all the time. Like people are so quick to get on these mics and these keyboards and type away, but like, yo, if you were standing on a big league mound, you would be crapping your pants if you had to do what these guys do on an everyday basis. Crapping your pants.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like literal, like it'll be running down your legs. You wouldn't know what to do.
I don't know how people do it, man. You got to be damn near perfect almost. And
For-
knowing that life is about making mistakes, life, in general is about,
and
having hiccups.
it's the thing of like you got to be mentally strong enough to handle whatever comes. Like, do you know what's gonna happen to the team that loses this game between Seattle and Detroit?
Right.
You know the mental anguish you're gonna feel for 6 months.
I mean, even us, right? Like we deal with it on a far lighter scale, that's for sure. But we have things come our way, whether it be on YouTube, TikTok, wherever the case may be. People always feel the need to have something to say because now everyone has a platform, right? So
Right.
now somebody's wishing death on a family member and they feel like they have the right to do so because they have that platform, which is crazy to think, but
Which is
I think that's
insane.
how a lot of people think though.
Which is sad because I call them keyboard thugs. Y'all a bunch of
Yeah.
keyboard thugs. Y'all don't really mean what y'all say. By the way, do me a favor real quick, bro.
Mhm.
Can you just type out the socials real quick and let it scroll across the screen? Because remember, I told you I deleted it. So
Yeah.
while Ivan's doing that, I got a question for you guys, man. I want to hear from you on the chat. And then Ivan, when you get done with that, you could just let it fly across the screen real quick.
Mhm.
But the question I have for you guys is what's next for Philly? Like, what's next in terms of what happens with Mr. O'Kirkering? Because does he end up coming back to Philadelphia? What do you do with Realmoto? What do you do with uh Scuba with 13K? Nah, he's on full rest because he pitched game 2. He's on full rest. I believe he was on full rest coming into the start tonight. Because he pitched game 2, which was last Sunday, right? I think it was last Sunday he pitched. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, because game 1 was Saturday, and then he started game 2, which was Sunday. So he's on full rest, I believe. 13 Ks again is insane, though. 13 Ks for Schoolboy after. Didn't he ever start this postseason against the Guardians with 14 Ks over 8 innings?
I believe so. Yeah, he
Yo,
went crazy.
this guy is he's a freak, bro. He's a freak, bro. Dude is a beast. 13 and 6 innings is crazy. I think I saw like he struck out like 7 in a row at one point during this game. Yo, Tariq Skubal, you're not of this world, bro. You a freak. I don't care, bro. And knowing you got to be that perfect every time you hit the mound is another level of crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He got to be damn near perfect every time his feet hit the rubber, dog. Number one, because you know the offense ain't going to score a crap ton of runs for you. Number two, who's pitching behind you?
And that's why, and I'm not saying this because I'm against the Tigers or anything like that, right? But even this 2-1 lead that they have right now, I
It's
don't even
not
feel
safe.
all that comfortable.
The
I don't
Mariners got runners
because
on first and second with 2 outs in the 7th. Somebody can come in
right.
from the bullpen right now and give it up.
And then also, too, another thing that I had in mind coming into tonight's game 5 between these two teams was the fact that the Mariners have actually seen Tariq Skubal 3 times this year.
Mm-hmm.
And those games that Tariq Skubal started for the Tigers against the Mariners, they didn't win not once.
That's crazy.
I mean, listen, for a team to be able to say that you beat Tariq Skubal 3 times in 1 year, that's a lot, man. Just to say you beat him once is crazy.
And to beat them twice, if they beat them tonight, that's twice in a postseason series.
Twice in a postseason, and then it'll be 4 times this year. Yeah,
that is crazy, bro. But that's the beauty of baseball. Like, this is why I tell people all the time, like, you can't play these games on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me ask you this question: who had this game being in this spot right now? 2-1 game.
That's a good point.
Because I had Seattle winning this series in 4 games. I thought
Same
Seattle was
here.
going to take care of Detroit quick, fast, and in a hurry. But we should have known something when they got off the mat against the Guardians, who was just punching them all in the face the last 2 weeks of the regular season. Just to be in this spot to say you have the lead is a testament to how tough that team is mentally. To be on the road against George Kirby, who's not the easiest pitcher in the world to deal with. And as soon as the Mariners go to the bullpen, you capitalize. You got to be mentally strong, man. And that place is jumping in Seattle right now.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
I
like,
got it going here. You guys see it there. Follow us all over Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We got it up again. Like the video if you haven't yet. Subscribe, of course.
You already know. Let me ask you a fun question, yo. I have a thought, right? Because there's 2 outs in the 7th in this game. By the way, if you have the Mariners Tigers game on, this is like a mini watch along. We're gonna talk to you about all the other series and stuff like that. But right now, as Seattle tie game.
I just said it. That 2-1 lead isn't all that comfortable, man. I don't care who's pitching.
And here's the thing: if you're Seattle, all you want to do is get the lead to the 9th inning, because you got Mr. Smoke Andres Munoz coming out throwing $1 billion to send you to the next round.
Yeah, Detroit's in trouble right now. They're in trouble.
Listen, you got to get out of this inning at least tied. You have to, because if Seattle gets the lead, that crowd starts jumping. And this is why sports is beautiful.
Look, looks like somebody's crying. You saw
grown men are crying in the stands. This is why baseball is the best, bro. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Like, you seen the Cub fans screaming, "Go Cubs, go!" at the top of their lungs.
Yeah.
Listen, you want to talk about trouble? Milwaukee.
I thought what they did yesterday in Game 4, and listen, I was wrong, right? Because on the show that we did early this week, which was on Monday, shout out to those of you who did check that out. If you haven't, please go do so. But I had mentioned like, do the Cubs really want to have to face Freddie Peralta again? They did, but this time they showed up and they showed out.
Listen, they wanted to face him again.
Yeah,
and they faced him all right.
They were ready.
Ian Happ hit one. That ball's still flying right now.
In the first, right?
Woo! Woo!
Mm-hmm.
I was like, poo! Listen, you beat their best. Now it's all hands on deck.
Right.
Now Milwaukee feels like, hold on. We had a 2-0 lead. Now we got to come back just to save our season. The Cubs might do it. But here's the sad part. Whoever wins that series, you know the expression being led to the slaughter? You're being led to slaughter. Like you ain't coming out
Yeah.
alive. If you get a game, you feel good.
Yeah, I think whoever it is, whether it be the Cubs, I mean, I did pick the Cubs, but even if it's the Brewers, I don't think either team stands a chance against these
Just
Dodgers,
because
man.
I feel like the deeper you go into these series with a team like the Dodgers who's just been here before, like you said, the experience, the just overall the depth. The thing that might cost the Dodgers in this playoffs is Dave Roberts over managing in a key spot. That's the only thing that stops the Dodgers from being, a shoe-in because
I agree because I don't think they beat themselves. The players, I don't think they will.
so if Dave Roberts makes a call where he makes a bad call or a bad move, or by the way, Tanner Scott, you mentioned him earlier. I wanted to mention this. He has an abscess. He is done for the rest of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going through a medical episode. It's not because of ineffectiveness. He's dealing with some medical stuff. And so prayers up to him and get right. That does not sound fun. Whatever it is you're dealing with, prayers up to you. But even with him out, don't matter. I got Roki throwing $1 billion. I
Telling
got
you, those
I
boys are
got
good, man.
I got OG Kershaw coming out here looking like he still got something left in the tank. I see y'all. Know what I mean? Like, listen, I just want competitive baseball. And right now, what these Tigers and these Mariners are showing us is this is what October's all about. You can't get a jump. Nobody knows exactly what's gonna go down. And you know what? I'm gonna say it, because we said right here, right now, I'm gonna apologize to the Toronto Blue Jays publicly. I was unfamiliar with your game, so shout out to you. I was unfamiliar. Not that I was unfamiliar with your game. I didn't trust your game.
Yeah, I didn't believe in it, right?
And you walked in the Yankee Stadium and was like, hold up, dog. Yeah, Judge hit the 3-run shot. Everybody singing happy, happy, joy, joy. But you didn't pitch around Blatty like I suggested. I don't know what the hell got into dudes like Addison Barger and Ernie Clement looking like Ted Williams.
You know, he hit over like 600 in that series, right?
Ernie Clement, you know what his final line was in game 4? He was 4 for 4, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the series he was like 10 for like 17 or some craziness like that.
Right.
Craziness.
Absolutely crazy.
And it's like, it's bad enough Vladdy's killing me, but your whole lineup is just. And you know what I like about the Blue Jays and what I've come to appreciate? Yankee fandom aside, I don't care about none of that right now. They don't strike out.
Mm-hmm.
They put the ball in play. They don't strike out. And instead of taking that first pitch fastball right down the middle, like we've seen a lot of teams do, you throw a first pitch fastball in a spot that they feel like they can get to it, they're attacking your best pitch.
Right. Yeah, the one thing that really stood out to me about this Blue Jays team, because we had talked about how the Yankees was going to be able to get to their bullpen, and they had their moments when they did. But ultimately, was the one thing that never stopped in this series? The Blue Jays never stopped hitting.
Yeah.
That team could hit, man. I'm talking from top down.
Yeah.
They could hit, seriously.
The guys that you didn't think were going to have an impact, like guys like Dalton Varsho killed you.
Right.
Guys like Ernie Clement killed you. Guys like Alejandro Kirk always kills the Yankees. I think he gets joy out of it, so shout to him. But like Addison Barger was unbelievable in the series. Like their young boys stepped up to the point where you're like, they got a little something. And I kind of, not to say this like this, but I'm kind of glad it ended for the Yankees the way it did, because you said it at points during the season. Toronto just played a cleaner game. The Phillies went home because they didn't play clean defense, right? The Yankees went home because they didn't play clean defense.
Jazz made a silly mistake in that game too. Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks about the Don double play turn, but how about the turn when he gets the ball and the guy's coming around to score, and he throws the ball nonchalantly back into the catcher?
Yeah, because he had his back towards home plate.
You gotta be thinking like, yo, they're gonna try and score runs. You gotta be aggressive. And this is why, as
Not so
I thought
fast.
Javier Baez just hit that to woo.
Listen,
You know,
Baez is having himself a postseason, man.
that
He
ball
is.
he hit yesterday. The other day in Detroit was a shot.
Right.
Like at that, pull 4 I thought, is this Kerry Carpenter? Look, pull 4 fingers up for this dude. Pull 4 fingers up for the dude.
I don't think they do it. I think they
Why
were
not?
only doing that when it
You
came
got
to
2 out. This
him
guy
against
goes,
George Kirby.
nah, this guy just went yah off your bullpen. Wasn't Kirby. Pull 4 fingers up, bro.
I don't even think it matters whether he walks or not, because look who's coming in for Seattle.
There goes that.
Yeah.
There goes that.
I'll show you 4, all right?
Listen,
he's about to get 4 outs to wrap this game up.
Listen, Seattle, he's probably begging you from the bullpen. Just score 1 run and we out of here.
Yeah.
Boy.
I think the Mariners come through, man.
Whoever plays the Blue Jays in that series, that's gonna be a fun series.
Yeah, by the way, guys, so tonight, we're not doing no league championship series talk. We're gonna save that for the next show on Monday night. Tonight, of course, is just about these game 5s.
So let me ask you a question.
What's gonna happen between now and tomorrow?
I got a question for you. Who's your X factor in this Cubs Brewers game tomorrow night?
X factor?
Give me one guy on each team.
Wow. I don't know if I could do one guy, but I've got to say,
give me 2 guys on each team.
The X factor in general for me for the Cubs is their pitching. Like, if your pitching can do what it did in games 3 and 4, then I give you a chance to come all the way back and win that game 5.
That's
now, if the pitching isn't where it needs to be, because the offense is here. If the Cubs offense goes from what they did in the previous 2 games to doing nothing, we've got a problem. Because how do you have that approach going into a do or die game? You can't.
Why do I feel like the Brewers are just gonna shit the bed?
That's bad, man. From 2-0 to losing 3-2 is crazy.
Because it shouldn't be in this position to begin with.
That's true. Yeah, they shouldn't. Right.
You went up from being in the catbird seat, and now you're just holding on to the back of the plane going, I hope I don't fly off. I hope I don't fly off. Brother, listen, the Cubs grabbed the lead at some point during that game tomorrow night. Do you imagine the panic and the fear that's going to set in that ballpark? And then if you're the Brewers, you're human, so you're going to start to reach like, can we do that? The fans are going to get panicky. Then you're going to start swinging for your boy. Oh, boy.
What's the pitching matchup, by the way? I got to see.
The Brewers have not announced their starter from what
they haven't yet. Okay.
I don't know if they have or haven't yet.
Right.
My best guess is they're going to go with like a semi-bullpen-ish game where they're going to announce a starter that's probably going to like go maybe an inning or 2. Like maybe Ashby pitches maybe an inning or 2. And then you'll see Mizorowski, and then from Mizorowski, it'll go to, someone else. Like, everybody's available.
I'm sure Mizorowski is going to be thrown into the game tomorrow.
They have to. It's all hands on deck.
Why not? Why not? Because I'm looking at Quintana's numbers, right? He's only pitched in 1 game. Why not go with Quintana as your starter?
Did he throw the other day? He threw the other day.
He threw only 1 game.
Yeah, but I think
that's the only game he's pitched in.
He threw in game 3, didn't he?
Let me see. I forget which game it was.
I think he threw in game 3.
Let me see what the workload was. He went 3 innings. 3 innings, only allowed 2 hits.
In what game?
I don't know what game, actually. I got to look at the box score and all that stuff. I was just looking at what he did so far in these playoffs for the Brewers, yeah. Because I wouldn't be mad at that. I'd do a Quintana, like I understand he pitched the other day, as you said, but
you know what I would do to throw the whole thing off? I'd start Trevor McGill. I start the McGill dude, the closer. I let him pitch the first inning.
Wasn't he hurt?
He's back now.
Oh, he's back. Okay. Yeah.
If you want to play if you want to do like the bullpen game, like play it in reverse, where the first inning is like the 9th inning. Because if you score, that crowd's gonna be on edge, right? Like You're the Brewers. You got to score first.
You know, that's the one thing that we've seen a lot in this series so far between these two teams is the fact that one of them is going to strike first.
Yeah.
So if I had to, bet on something tomorrow in this game 5 between them, I think somebody's going to end up scoring a run or two in that first inning.
I got a crazy X factor for you, and nobody's gonna think of this person's name. Then I'm gonna take it seriously. But Andrew Vaughn for the Milwaukee Brewers is gonna set the tone and hit a nice little yah and get the people in Milwaukee.
It would be nice. He did it the other night
You know
while
what I
we were
mean?
live,
It's almost you got and in playoff baseball, you got to pick the guy that nobody's expecting to hit that home run or to get that big hit. Like for me, I think Carson Kelly is going to be the guy. If I'm the Cubs, he's my pick to click because everybody knows who Seiya is. Everybody knows who Bush is now. Ian Happ. Like, it got to be from somebody that we're not expecting that's going to have that big home run. And you're like, ooh, like there got to be one gut punch in there, bro, that me and you are sitting here tomorrow night going, damn, I didn't see that coming at all, bro.
Right.
Because that's usually how it works. As Munoz walked the first guy he saw, which is Gary Carpenter.
What I wouldn't see coming at all, and while I did have them winning the series, right, it would be crazy if the Cubs actually come back from being down 0-2 to winning 3 games in a row.
It's
because I had him winning in 5. I didn't know it would be in 5 in this way.
No, and that's why the playoff baseball is beautiful because you can't. It's too hard to predict.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Toronto is a great example of this. Like, I knew Toronto was good, obviously, because of the regular season they had. But that team looks built to represent the American League in the World Series.
Really? Could you picture that?
I could. Because the one thing that they do is they don't strike out.
Right, they don't.
All these other teams, they strike out.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing about Toronto is they don't strike out. And I'll tell you something else. Chris Bass is going to be on the roster this go round. You know what I mean? That's another starter that's going to be on the. And don't be surprised if you see Bo Bichette on one leg, DH.
I know they're trying hard too. I know they are. They have to be.
I'm out here.
Like, you got the Blue Jays in the championship series. I mean, you got to try to have all hands on deck, man. You got to go for it while you can. Because if you're the Blue Jays, you don't know when you'll be back in the championship series.
Yeah, it's true. Munoz about to blow it. Raimundo says.
Oh, man. Hey, by the way, Ren, thumbs up the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, man.
Please do. Yeah, man. For sure.
It seems like you're rocking.
By the way, who are you a fan of, brother? You ain't a Philly fan, so who do you root for? You just a baseball fan in general. We just had look at the young sister. Young sister out here stressed. Can't even look at the game. Oh, already did. Dope. All right, cool,
appreciate it, bro. Thanks.
Cool. Dope. All right. What happened here?
He doesn't seem to have his best stuff. He says if he has to root for someone, it'll be the Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Hey,
baseball fan in general, I salute.
Out of all of these teams that still remain thus far in these playoffs, the Dodgers were the team that I had representing the National League in the World Series, from day one. And with them now going to the championship series, and of course, we still have to wait for tomorrow to unfold to know who they're going to have to come across. But I think they do it, man. I think they do, and I think it'll be fairly easy.
Yo, what's crazy is I can
they're
see
like 5-1 in these playoffs, I believe, right? That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that one loss was the other night at Dodger Stadium. They might lose. They might lose 2 playoff games the whole year and run the table.
They might. They might, because whether it be the Brewers or the Cubs, I'm only giving either team. I'm only giving them a game. Yeah, that's it.
Their toughest test might be Toronto in the series.
Right.
If they play Toronto, because Toronto got the offense where they can score with the Dodgers. And I can make the argument that they're right now their offense is better than the Dodgers offense right now.
Listen, man, that Blue Jays offense,
Is
while I
no
understood
joke.
some of the things that they did in the regular season, and even now that they still continue to do with them going to the ALCS, I doubted them, man. I doubted them. I think in a
Me too.
way that I shouldn't have. And that's why, for those of you who have been around long enough and remember some of the things that we said regarding the Blue Jays in the regular season and even, leading up to the playoffs, I was a big
Mhm.
doubter. And listen, man, boy, did they prove me wrong. I look stupid, damn near.
Hell yeah. They told me and you both to go hold our beer because
Yeah, because I was like, nah, Blue Jays can. I don't see it, not at all. But they look locked and
but
loaded.
that's why playoff baseball is one of those things where you have to be prepared for whatever may come. Like you can't, you know what I mean? Riley Green, are the Mariners gonna get out of this? Are the Mariners?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They did.
Seattle, score for this brother. He's dying right now. Do something. Kyle
Yeah,
Rowley.
this is oh, he actually says he's a baseball fan in general.
I
Okay.
love that. I love that. Offense don't mean anything if they can't. That's you right. You're right.
Right. The difference about the Blue Jays offense though is it's not just any offense, right? Like they put the
The
ball
ball
in
play.
play.
And
That's
they
my
hit the ball
listen,
out of the
that's my
yard.
type of team, man.
Yeah.
That's my type of team. If I had to pick between having a team that hits for contact versus a team that from top down, and no shade towards the Yankees, but we know how many dudes ended up with 20 plus home runs this year for them. Give me the
Mhm.
team that is gonna hit for contact because
That's
we don't
why.
gotta wait for guys to get on to
Yeah.
go yard. There's none of that. You just things keep rolling. Things keep
That's why.
rolling. You pass the
That's why.
baton on to the next guy.
If I'm the you know who I don't want to play if I'm the Dodgers in the next round, and we'll get to it on Monday. The Brewers are the one team that if they make it out, don't want to play them. That offense is aggressive. They put the ball in play. They don't want none of that. Nope, nope. Because then if I'm the Dodgers, I gotta go from the Brewers who hit everything, who get their bats on everything to Toronto. No way.
Right.
You want to talk about a headache? I'm getting a migraine right now thinking about it, and I'm not playing in the games. Right?
The good thing that we know so far about the American League, regardless of who wins, is the fact that it'll be a different team come World Series time.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? To put a finer point on it, there was an article today in the Athletic. I'm not shilling. I'm just telling you where I read it. Joe Girardi had some scathing quotes for the Yankees, though. Till they stop relying on their reputation and they get back to playing fundamental, solid baseball, you got to stop acting like you're the big bad Yankees because you're not.
They're
At
not.
some
No. It's been
at
what,
some
16
at,
years now,
at,
right?
at some point, you have to do the little things to put yourself in position to win championships. And if anybody has the right to speak on it or to criticize or whatever the case may be, it's Joe Torre. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like he's seen it and done it at the highest level. And for him to give a scathing quote like that, boy. And he also criticized the Yankee fans. You
Right.
Yankee fans are spoiled. You think everything's entitled to you just because you root for the Yankees.
Yeah, but things got to change, man. Because even now, like I look at our age, Stefan, and if any other Yankee fans are in their 30s now, you guys could relate. The Yankees were really good for the first half of our life, but they've also been very bad for the second half. And not very bad. I take that back. But they
See, but
haven't done
bad is
nearly as much winning.
no, but bad is relative, right?
Right.
Because let's go through it. They made the playoffs 27 out of 34 years, bro. What do you mean?
Right.
Most teams would die to say, yo, we've been over 500 for the last 30 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
You don't win the World Series every year. You don't get to the series every year. But the one thing you know if you're a Yankee fan is that you at least have a shot every year. The Mets can't say that. Look how long it took the Mariners to get to this point.
I know, right?
Right? Like So we could say,
Wasn't
yeah,
this season like the first time they won the West in like 20 something years? I
bro,
think it's been that long.
if they win this series, this will be the first time in 24 years that they reached the championship series.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say like they've been bad is a relative term. They've been bad for me and you because we're Yankee fans, but they haven't been bad overall. How many teams would love to have the success that the Yankees have had over the last 30 years?
Oh, every other team, right?
Are you correct? Like, so yeah, we can
And I
sit here and
think
say
that's
they've
why
been
the
bad.
Yankees naturally get the kind of hate that they do. One, because of the fans, but also even if you were to remove the fans, I think a lot of people generally don't like the fact that the Yankees are always in it somehow.
Every year they're good. Like, that's one thing that hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? I mean, I also think there's the other thing too. We don't I think the years of the Yankees being the dominant team is also hard for the younger fan base to swallow because it's like, damn, but look at what the Dodgers doing right now. Look at what all these other teams doing. Why that can't be us? We used to dominate. And I
Well, it
think
depends. What when you say young, right? Because we're young, right? We're
no,
I think
I
we're
don't
young.
include no, but
But
if you're
if you look
if
at
you're
somebody who's
20
like
if
15,
you're
20 years
23,
old,
yeah, if
you don't
you're
know
to
what that's
me,
like.
if you're 25 and younger, you don't understand like what it's like when we say, damn, they were, you know what I'm saying? They were good and they would have, you know what I mean? Like I tell my young boys all the time, yo, y'all don't understand what it was like when the Yankees in the 90s, we would have bet you know what I mean?
I don't talk about that stuff no more, bro. I don't. But I feel you.
You know what? You know why I do?
Hmm.
Because we're never gonna see it again. Don't take for granted what you saw. That's never
No,
gonna happen again.
it's not about taking it for granted because I for sure did enjoy it, but at the same time, we're so far away from that that I can't continue to speak on what was, especially when it's no longer that.
Yeah, but you know what? And that's fine. But the reason why I mention it is because when fans say they've been bad, they have not been bad, bro. Just
Right.
because you have never experienced that doesn't mean that they've been bad. Bad is a relative term. Like, look at how many teams would have loved to have been in that position. And that's why sometimes I think the baseball gods take a piss on the Yankee fan. Because you guys act like like you're God's gift. You ain't God's gift.
I'll go ahead and say this, and I might be getting ahead of myself because who knows if they shut me up within the next year or two. I doubt it, but I don't think the Yankees are going to win a World Series with this core. I don't see it.
2024 was their best shot to win the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell me, oh, that's not fair. 2026, look at the rotation. Blah, 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 blah. 2024 was their best and only shot with this current group of Yankees to win the World Series. I will go with my grave. I will go to the grave yelling that from the mountaintops. If they prove me wrong, I'd be happy to say I was wrong. But it feels like to me that you had your best shot to do it in 24 and you came up short.
Mm-hmm.
Because the more you keep trying to scale the mountain, the more you realize, damn, this is really hard.
Right.
And I'm not to be that guy, but you got to prepare as if somebody's going to get hurt next year. Is it going to be Freed? Is it going to be Scherzer? Is it going to be Rodon? Somebody's going to hurt an elbow ligament, hurt a shoulder. Well, we going to be sitting there, damn, bro, damn. It's going to happen.
Yeah, that rotation in 2026 is not going to hold up for a full 162. Absolutely
It's
not.
just not, right?
Yeah.
Like, and Seattle, even Seattle, this might be the Mariners' best shot to get this series.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all that pitching you got. That lineup is
that's
stacked.
without having Brian Wu on the roster right now.
Who might pitch the next round?
I hope so, man. I hope so.
He threw a bullpen today. By all accounts, it went well. So
Because if he is actually on the roster for the ALCS, then I think I give the Mariners a shot to make it to the World Series to, of course, meet up with the Dodgers, who I think is going to represent the NL.
listen, if Seattle goes to play, If Seattle plays the Dodgers, I give Seattle a shot.
Right.
Seattle got a shot because Seattle can pitch with anybody left in these playoffs, but you got to get through this round first.
Now the interesting thing that comes with Seattle, while we are seeing them, come through in the later innings against a team such as the Tigers in this ALDS, it'll be interesting to see how they match up against some of these other teams moving forward, right?
That's a good
Because
point.
now, let's say let's say the Mariners advance, right? You're going up against the Blue Jays. Now, while the Blue Jays may not have their version of a Tariq Skubal, the one thing for sure is that Blue Jays lineup is not going to give you any breaks.
Nah.
So
nah. And I think they got to go up there. Don't they have to go up there? They have to start the series in Toronto.
Toronto has the better record, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. You imagine Sunday night, you got to start this.
Yeah.
So you win tonight. Sunday night, you don't even you get a day off to just think about the win you just had. Because you got Vladdy and the boys waiting for you. Boy.
By the way, let me ask you, let me ask other people who are watching right now. Did it bother you in any way to see the Blue Jays celebrate, to Frank Sinatra and Pop Smoke in the background? Did it bother you?
No, because they
it bothered me a bit, bro. And you know what it is? Being from New York, knowing what some of those songs mean to us. Now, they did deserve it. I know exactly where you're going. They did deserve it, fair and square. But it was like, damn, we should be dancing. We should be popping the bottles. Like, that's our music.
So, you know what I'll tell you? If that's how they see, somebody told me something interesting the other day. One of my OGs I was talking to, he said, yo, he threw a pearl of wisdom at me. He goes, yo, you think these players really care what happens at the end of a season? They care. They're upset. They want to win, of course. In between the lines, you feel that. But wifey's picking out vacations. My kids, like some of these kids are really young. Like some of these
wifey's secretly waiting for you to get eliminated so she can finally spend time with
you. Spend time with you. Spend some of your money. Word up.
What you mean you want to make it to the World Series? I want you out as soon as possible.
And that's why I'm going to tell you this right now. These players, yo, my boy told me the other day, he said, we're fans and we care because we're purist, but we also care because we're broke. He said, if we was rich and had their kind of money, we wouldn't care. You think Soto cares that the Mets missed the playoffs? No, because Soto gets $50 million a year. It's no sweat off of Soto's back. You know what I mean? It's no sweat off of Cody Bellinger's back. Cody Bellinger's about to get the bag of bags, bro.
Right.
These athletes don't got time to sulk like the fans do. It's a business decision for these dudes. Like, while me and you are hurt that they play Pop Smoke and Frank Sinatra, everybody in the Yankee clubhouse is going, think about hitting Tulum up real quick for a couple weeks, get out this cold and Tulum up real quick. You know what I mean? Big G's like, I might have to get these elbows surgically repaired. I'm going somewhere warm. I'll go, chill with the Sphinx in Egypt somewhere or something like that. These players don't care, bro.
Right.
And not that they don't care, but it's like it's a job to them.
I think very few care compared to how players did once upon a time, right? Because you talk about it a lot, even in other sports, guys like Kobe, Jeter, Jordan, like these were guys where if they weren't like on top when it was all said and done by the end of the season, like they went into the off season feeling some type of way, right? Like they worked harder. They would come into the following season seeking revenge, looking to rip your head off. A lot of guys, especially, and we've said this before, listen, while these guys do deserve the kind of money that they earn nowadays, that kind of money would make it easy for anyone to move on from something. I mean, let's be honest.
That's what I'm saying. You talking about Mike, Kolb, and Derek. They weren't making this kind of money.
No.
What you mean? Yo, Derek's highest contract was 10 years, $180. Soto's making $180 in 2 years. He's 3 years. I'm making $180. I'm straight.
Crazy, yeah.
$180 over 10. Hell no. Michael Jordan's biggest contract with the Bulls was $36 million, and that was his last year.
The funny thing is, Jordan has made more money post
Since he
his
retired.
basketball career.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I look at people and it's like, oh, but these athletes don't care. I'm like, because these athletes are rich, bro. They rich.
Right.
What you mean? They don't care. Yo, dog. Wifey got the vacation plan from the moment the regular season is over. Probably looking at dude like, yo, don't you even dare think about going to the series, my boy.
Right.
I will kill you.
You know what's funny? Like, we're here joking and saying that, you know, the wives of some of these guys are probably booking early vacations. While a lot of them may not admit it, if you really think about how, and not all women, I don't want to generalize all women, but if you really just take a step back and really think about how a lot of women are in relationships, and especially I can only imagine what it's like when you're with a man that has all the money in the world.
Shit.
And especially with how long these seasons are.
Oh,
we're talking about
yeah.
162. Now you're in the playoffs, so we're looking at what, like 170 something games. Like, oh my gosh.
Yo, dog, think about this. You play 162, you get 18 days off. If you make it all the way to the series and you play,
now that you put it like that, that should be illegal. Only 18 days off.
18 days off, 162 games in 180 days.
That's rough.
Right? Let's play this forward. Then you add division series, championship series, World Series. If you had to play the wild card round, that's another 3 games. Yo, you playing damn near 180 games.
Right.
In, I think I saw like 24 days, 25 days. You barely get a month off in real time. That's why when the playoffs come and some of these teams are like, yo, we had a gas. We did everything we could, but we don't want to keep going. I can understand it.
It's hard.
I can understand the travel, not seeing your family for that long. Even when you get in to see even when you get in to play at home, you get in at 4 a.m. You got a game that night. You barely saw wifey. She unpacked your suitcase, got the next road trip ready, and you out the door in like 4 days, 5 days. It's a different world, bro. So we can sit here and criticize, or the Phillies fell asleep and the Yankees did this and this team did this, and whoever loses this series, you came up short. But y'all been playing baseball for so long that it almost has to feel like, yeah, you're hurting because you lost. But I guarantee you there has to be a small bit of relief. Like, damn, I could finally shut it down. I could go through, being a family man. I could see my kids. I could wake
just
up
be human.
Word up. I could go get a cup of coffee at the spot and some bacon and eggs and chill and
But even then though, like, we say that, right? And listen, not everybody probably stays home. Like you said, some people probably go far, far away as far as they can when it comes to being eliminated, especially.
Of course.
But even then, you still can't go out and about as you really would because of who you are. So you still got to be a little on edge just because of what you do for a living and the amount of people who know you at that as well.
That's what I'm saying. That's why let's just use us as the example. When these playoffs end, don't nobody better call my phone asking about no baseball.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna take at least, like, I say, what, a week and a half, 2 week hiatus for sure.
Easy.
Yeah, we're not gonna be gone for too long, like no month or anything like
that.
Y'all
get some shorts and
like
stuff. Yeah, y'all get the shorts.
You're gonna get, because you're not gonna see these two faces.
Nah, you'll get shorts or whatever, but
that's it. That's it.
Because right now I'm battling through a cold.
I know. I feel bad for you, bro. I felt bad for you the other day.
Know what I mean?
We are just a few days later.
And I feel better. Like, I'm not as bad, but like, it's like, damn, you start realizing like.
But when I know what it is to have that annoying cough, right? Like, no matter how hard you control it or try to hold it in.
Oh my God, bro.
If you have it, you have it. It just comes out on its own, You
want to cough more when you hold it in.
Yes, that's the annoying part. Chad with a good question there.
Oh no, we'll be back. We'll be back before
Before,
then.
before
Yeah.
then, yeah. I mean, if anything, Chad, what you say there regarding the winter meetings is when things probably ramp up again, you know?
Pop off, yeah.
Yeah, but after we're gone for, as we said, 2 weeks, we'll
And by the way,
gradually work.
we can't be gone as long this year because we got the classic. We got a
Well,
lot of
yeah,
off season
20
stuff.
in terms of us covering the game, right? So we've covered 2 full seasons now. Next year entering our third one. We're actually starting the year earlier than the previous 2, if that makes sense, because as Stefan mentioned, you got the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
we're gonna do some watch alongs. I know some of those games are huge for some people,
Oh yeah.
So I
Oh
hope
yeah.
you guys are here for that.
Oh yeah.
Who are you guys gonna be rooting for around that time?
By the way, I just want to set this up because I want to. After this inning ends, we'll probably shut it down. Right, we're gonna shut it down after this inning ends.
Yeah, I think at this point we covered everything.
If the Mariners score and they win the series at home, you're gonna get our live reaction to if they score. But if this inning ends tied, we're gonna shut it down and we'll see you guys on Monday night.
Yep, but look who's up. That Mariner killer, Jorge Polanco. Yo, he almost went yard against Tariq Skubal again, but
I
it was
know
foul.
he just missed the foul pole.
It was foul.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tariq Skubal's crazy, man. Like, he's coming at you near your chest, your shoulders with triple digits.
That's crazy.
And then he's trying to take you out low and away with a changeup.
Just hung up a little bit. Just hung up a little bit.
We might be looking at extras again.
And who does that favor?
Who does it favor? I think Seattle, man. They're home.
I think it favors Detroit.
Yeah?
Because you already saw the closer.
True. Mm-hmm. The deeper this game goes now, you can't go to Andrews. Well, actually, I don't think they go to him anymore, right? I don't think he comes back out for the 10th.
You can't.
Because he got the final out in the 8th.
And the 3 outs of the 9th. And
right.
His pitch count was already crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although he looks like he don't look like he's still got the game face on, so you never know. It's just season right here, bro.
I mean, listen, all hands should be on deck tonight. Everyone has to be available. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see somebody from the Mariners rotation come out. I mean, that's how I know you're serious.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I got a guy for you. You know who I think comes out and I think does it? Logan Gilbert. I think Logan Gilbert's the guy that gives them at least a couple innings and hopes the offense can come through. And you know what I love? None of that Manfred man on second base. Let's play old school, old-fashioned baseball. Work your way around these bases and let's do the damn thing. Ain't no cop-out. This ain't beer league softball. Let's get to it. You want to win it? Earn it. Ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing free.
I like how Major League Baseball actually let it rock for the playoffs, Like, listen, we don't got to get rid of the old game completely, we could still keep it around to a certain extent.
Listen, boy, I can't wait for that ABS challenge system next year, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because there's been a couple calls in these playoffs that I'm like, hey, I don't know about that.
Yeah, like if you remember the way the Padres went out, like that final strike to end that series, that was a ball. That was a ball. Now, the way the Padres reacted to, the umpires and the dugout was a completely different story. By the way, news came out about that.
Baseball's investigating them. Yeah, there's going to be punishments.
I heard. I forgot who it was. Somebody did get suspended at least a game, some fines as well.
Xander.
Mm-hmm.
Xander, Manny got fined, I heard.
Yeah, I think Jose Iglesias was a part of that too.
Yup.
Then you know what? That's going to be something that we don't see too often moving forward. Now you know that, right? With the ABS system,
and it's good because
won't be as much bickering.
It's good because I'm tired of hearing the argument with the umpire. Like, enough. And then if you say something crazy to the umpire, they want to throw you out and act like they're the almighty. Like,
that's what I don't like about the umpires now. Like they
who's up? Logan Gilbert.
I'm thinking he hit the ball or something. I'm like, wait, am I missing something? Because I see Josh Naylor at the play, but is the ball up in the air?
No, if the ball's in the air, we can hear them yelling all the way from Washington, my boy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Josh Naylor, man, this would be huge if he could come through for them right
If
now,
Josh
man.
Naylor hits a yah, that place is gonna go crazy.
He's already father of the year. Look at that. Look at that. He strikes again, Josh Naylor.
Is he? I was about to say, does he? By the way, how about that stolen base early in the game?
Mm-hmm.
How about that catching him sleeping, just taking third?
Yep.
Wow.
Mind you, this is a guy, and I'm speaking from the standpoint of being a father. This is a
By the
guy
way,
who probably hasn't been sleeping well for a few
at
days
all,
now.
at
And
all.
here he is in a game 5 showing up.
By the way, how much money you think he just earned himself with these playoffs?
Oh, he's gonna cash out. Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
got a spot for him. I got a spot for him. Yankees and Mets, are you listening? Somebody needs to go grab that brother and make him their first
You think the
baseman.
Yankees do it with Ben Rice? I think
You
they
know
give
what?
Ben Rice a shot for a
They
full
give Ben
season.
Rice a shot, but I like Ben more behind the plate.
Right.
If I could have Josh's bat in the lineup, the Mets should do the same thing. If you're gonna lose Pete Alonso, Josh Snell is the perfect, like, he's good with the glove, he's good with
Yeah.
the bat, he's a perfect fit.
Mm-hmm. He's faster than Pete Alonso too. Like that's something that Pete Alonso doesn't have a part of his game.
I don't think he's faster. I just think he's a
I
smarter.
like Josh Naylor either with the Mets or with the Boston Red Sox.
I
I
like
could see
that.
because I think Boston
I
can
actually
certainly
like.
use a first baseman for
I
sure.
actually like Pete Alonso with the Sox.
Yeah,
Yeah, Pete with
I
the
do like
Sox
that too.
to me makes sense because you're gonna put him in. And Sox fan for life asked an interesting question earlier. Where do Bellinger and Bregman go? I don't know. I mean, Bregman.
I think
staying
it
in
comes down to the Red Sox. Are they willing to pony up more than
the
what they
money,
originally
yeah,
did?
and
And I think
also
if they do, I think Bregman stays.
when you talk about Bellinger, he's gonna have his list of suitors too. Because I think the Yankees, the Mets, Texas,
You
one of
don't
these
think Texas is going to be looking to shed some money?
they
I had
might
read
be
something a couple weeks ago. They
maybe
were
maybe
interested in moving on from Marcus Simeon.
maybe something like the Astros. Cody plays left for the Astros. Make Jordan the everyday DH. I don't know what they do with Altuve, but like,
Dan, Cody Bellinger with the Astros, that'll give me like Kyle Tucker vibes all over again, you know?
yeah. Also, where does Kyle Tucker end up too? Interesting
Right.
question.
Yo, this
You know what
this
I'm
off
saying?
season is gonna be fun, guys. I don't
For
know if you
sure.
guys have been here for
Also,
previous off seasons, but you might want to stick around for this upcoming one.
I'm gonna say something crazy. I got a spot for Kyle Tucker that nobody's even thinking about right now. Kyle Tucker with the San Francisco Giants. Ponder that. Kyle Tucker with the Giants. You put him with Rafi, Willie Adames. Know what I mean?
Well, they
Buster
they gotta they
Posey's.
gotta find themselves a manager.
That's fine. We got that part. They interviewed what's his name, Kurt Suzuki, for the managerial job.
Yeah, I heard about that the other day.
Speaking of managers, Albert Pujols just formally interviewed today for the Angel job. Like, went through the whole process, sat with Artie Moreno. Yeah,
He's probably gonna get it, right? You think so?
more than likely, because
Yeah.
that's Artie Moreno's guy. So I would not be
Dan, the
surprised if
fact it bothers me a little bit, not to see that Pujols got a job at the big league level, but to see him with the Angels, like it didn't really end.
it
It
wasn't
wasn't really
great.
good. Yeah.
But I'll say this, and then we're going. The Angels have him signed to a 10-year services contract. So why don't we just turn that contract into you being the manager? You make a couple extra million a year, and we can really put you to work.
Right.
You know what I mean, because I think he signed to a 10-year deal for like $1 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Personal service contract.
D-Rails, how's it going, bro? I
What's
think
good, bro?
Albert Pujols actually did some managerial stuff in
The
Dominican
Winter League,
Republic.
La Dome.
Yeah.
He managed in the La Dome League. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see where it goes. Anyway, guys, this show's over. I'm gonna go take some NyQuil or do something for this cough. We'll see you guys on Monday. This
Monday
was
for sure. Yeah.
fun. Monday 9 at 9 p.m. You hear me? 9 a.m. Nine.
D-Rails, you late, bro. Like we see your comments, but yo, we've
You
been over
late.
an hour and a half.
Um,
Thank you for stopping by, though. Still,
I real quick, and also too, that Monday show is gonna be a little interesting because we'll know who to choose in the championship series.
mm-hmm.
Uh, game one will actually be played in the American League Championship Series.
Right.
So we'll know who won that game and all that. But like, stay tuned. And also, full World Series post game coverage. Every single game is getting post game coverage. So
Really interesting. You see that by D-Rails there? He says he just got the
he just
notification.
got it. Wow.
Yo, listen, who works for YouTube and you're watching the show right now? Why y'all doing us dirty like that?
Word
You
up,
know,
man.
no, you know what, D-Rails? He's right. You know why? Because my personal YouTube account, right? I don't always get the post notifications when we put out shorts and whatnot. So
Even when you
listen, man, who's working behind the scenes over here at YouTube? Who's not doing their job, notifying our people? Sorry about that, D-Rails.
so you know what, Rels? What we gonna do, man, is if you just check the YouTube community tab, I've been doing it. I didn't do it today because I've been under the weather. We try to put something in the community tab. So if you don't get the notification bell, what you should do is check the community tab, because more than likely you'll know what the schedule is going to be if we're going live that day or whatever the case may be.
Well, D-Rails, you already know about Mondays. So come back in a couple days. We'll be back with a new episode Monday night, you know?
For sure.
Damn, I hate that YouTube does that. What's the whole point of adding the, turn on the bell for people to know when you're not even notifying people? Wow, look at where he caught that. Damn, man. This game is going to be good, man, as the more it goes on.
Oh my good. Like, listen, if you didn't have to do the AI generated clips, I would still be here for a little bit, but we don't want to push the 2-hour limit.
I mean, the furthest we could go is maybe like another 15, because we got to stay away from the 2-hour mark. So if we do 140, 145,
what you guys want to do? You guys want to rock out?
Penalized for that.
You guys want to rock out for another 10 minutes? It's up to y'all, man. We'll stay here and rock and watch some of the rest more of the game with y'all. Let us know. We don't mind rocking if you want us to rock out. It's up to y'all. It's cool.
Oh, man.
Know what I mean? Yo, who you think got the most stressed out look right now? Who's the most stressed out in one of these dugouts right now? Is it Detroit or Seattle?
I think both, man. This is do or die. I don't think one team is feeling more than the other. I think both are going
if you're the
mutual feelings.
I think if you're the Tigers, though, you kind of like you feel it a little more. Because Seattle's playing with house money. Let's see.
If the Tigers find a way to win this game,
boy,
after how they played in the second half, to take out the Guardians,
boy,
in the wild card round, to now possibly taking out the Mariners.
Wow.
What a way to turn it around, right?
Seriously,
because this is where the Tigers should be. We're being honest. If you go back to what a lot of people were saying in terms of Detroit this year and what they should be at this point into the year, everybody had them.
They had the best record in baseball for most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
In the American League, rather. They were one of the best teams. They were the best team in the American League record-wise for most of the year.
D-Rails, he says if Detroit loses, that looks bad. Why do you think? Why you say that, D-Rails? I think it looks worse for the Mariners, especially when you look at the amount of moves that they made at the deadline.
Oh, Javi just missed that ball.
He says it in regards to your point just now. So yeah, if you put it like that, it makes sense. He says because they were the best team.
Yeah, like
for most
Seattle doesn't. Seattle's playing with house money. Like everybody thought Houston was gonna win the division again. Houston was gonna at least make this interesting. Like the Mariners were a good team, but like we didn't really take them seriously till after the trade deadline when you got.
They didn't really get all that hot until like the final 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Right.
Remember they went on a crazy winning streak to finally like have a serious lead in the division.
Yeah, because Houston was when they went into Houston and swept that series, I was like, all right, then yeah. But it's not like they were running away the whole time. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm very curious. Same thing with Detroit. Who comes out of that Tiger bullpen right now? You just threw Will Vest for 2 innings. Who's the next arm that comes out of there? Because I'm sitting here thinking like they've seen everybody in that bullpen already.
Right, on both ends, yeah.
And if you're the Mariners, all you want to do is get a double in the gap, because then somebody can steal third, sac fly scores them, you win the game. But Toronto's like, yo, let this game go 20 innings. As long as all these pitches get used, then they got to get on a flight and come to see us right away. Keep playing, y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that game 1 is Sunday night, right?
Sunday night, yeah. Want to talk about a quick turnaround.
Extra inning game, not much time to rest after game 1 on Sunday. I don't know.
And then you're talking about from Seattle all the way to Toronto. If Seattle wins, that's a rough flight.
Yeah.
That's a rough flight, and you got to fly. They have to leave basically right after the game because the rules stipulate in Major League Baseball that the playoff team has to be in the city 24 hours before game 1 of a postseason series.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a rule.
So you can't. It's not like you could leave tomorrow morning on some like, oh, we'll make it.
Mm-hmm.
You basically got to leave tonight to get into Toronto to go through your workout, if you work out, and then get ready for the game on Sunday.
Work out after this extra inning game? Who the hell's working out?
No, but they have like the optional batting practice, and you get treatment, and you stretch, and you do your thing. But
optional is the key word there, man, because that's exactly what it is. I hear a lot of players, not just in baseball, but in sports in general. I remember what's this guy's name? Tyronn Lue. Lue, one time he did this interview recently. I forgot with what. Wow, hold on. You spoke about that double.
Come on now.
And there it is, folks. I think this is it. Wow. I think this is it. Look at their faces. Look at their faces in the dugout for the Tigers. They're like, damn, this is the worst way to start. Yeah, this is it. Damn,
nice little piece of hitting too,
man.
Woo!
It might be a wrap.
Nice little rocket down the right field line. Woo-hoo!
It might be a wrap. Guys, now, for those of you who are here, what do you think happens?
Now, JP Crawford's gonna bunt, move him over to third. Now, you know where the game changes? Let's have some fun. Now you can't throw nothing in the dirt, because if he moves over to third, he can score on a wild pitch. Your season can end something crazy. Ball 2, he didn't get the bunt down. There's 2 balls. Does he swing away here, though? That's the interesting question. Now you're ahead in the count. So now
I wouldn't even bother swinging. He's got no control right now.
Wow, bro. Yo, if he walks these first 2, he swung.
He went hacking there 2-0. I would have taken that.
The reason why you want to get on if you're JP Crawford too is you also have the possibility of a double steal.
Yeah.
Which now you eliminate the double play and the game becomes even shorter.
Oh, man, it looks like they might get him again with that same fastball.
What are we doing, bro?
They might get him again up and in. Looks like he can't get to it.
Why are you swinging for it though? You're left-handed.
It's close, bro. It's close. It's right there.
Yeah, but sometimes it's the pitches you don't swing at that could open up an inning even more for you.
Look, they went there again. He fouled it off.
He barely got around it on it.
I listen. If I'm Melton, I'm doing that same exact thing.
And if you're Robles, do you have them time enough to take third, or you staying right at second base?
I think with his speed, you stay there. You're already in scoring position.
Scoring position, right?
I mean, like you said, if there's in the case of a wild pitch or something like that, they did not get to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lucky that's a foul ball because he would have scored.
In the case of a wild pitch, that's the only way I would see why him stealing third comes up big for them. But aside from that, I think even on a single, I think they're probably going
On
to
a
send
single, he
Robles.
scores. Yeah, he scores.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Tigers are gonna play.
You got to
If
get there, fellas. You got to run with everything you have to get that
somebody
out.
got to
Foul or not.
dive and try to catch that
Yeah, man.
ball, bro.
We're all like locked in. Oh, I know he
Oh
felt that on his head.
wow!
I know his hands are broken right now. 100 on the hand.
Stinging, and it's a little chilly in there too. Ooh, although the roof is
that's nothing but vibration off the bat.
roof is closed though, so you it's not cold. Yeah, but that can't feel good. That can't feel good. Who's up next?
A Rosarena.
Come on, Randy. Good take, Randy. Why do I feel like a Rosarena is gonna do something Randy Rosarena-ish and hit a home run, and the whole crowd's gonna go crazy, bro?
He's had some moments, you know.
I know.
Dating back to
His Rays days in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you get out of this, if you're Melton, the Tigers got to score.
Yeah,
the Tigers got to score next inning because you damn near
but if
like
you're Seattle and you don't score, how do you feel? Lead off double and you don't score.
That's demoralizing. There's no way you, because the human element got to take over at that point, right?
Mm-hmm. He's just pumping fastballs, literally.
Because they can't get around on it. It's kind of crazy if you sit here and think about it.
J-Rod is on deck, I think.
J-Rod is in the hole, I believe.
Yeah.
Is he in the hole? I think he's in the hole. Somebody's up before him. You ahead of me, bro. So you're gonna see what happens first before I do.
Mm-hmm.
So give it away if something crazy happens, because
nope, nothing crazy yet.
Foul off.
Nothing crazy yet.
If you're Randy, you gotta stay small.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you gotta protect. He's going inside. He might hit you with an outside corner fastball. Yo, Schoolboo's in the dugout like, yo, please, bro. I gave you everything I had. Woo! Wow. Did he foul that off?
He did.
Wow.
Yeah. He did. He's lucky. He's lucky.
Now, he just threw you 91 in the dirt. He might throw 100 right by you.
Right.
Up and in.
No. Wow. He went to the off speed again.
Wow. Again, he doubled up.
Yep. Oh, wow. Kyle Riley was on deck. Okay.
Now, here's a question. They're going to intentionally walk him. They're going to intentionally walk him to pitch to J-Rod.
That's crazy. That's one of those things where you kind of like just pick your poison, you know?
MVP people?
Yo, J-Rod, come on, man.
That your future American League MVP that just got intentionally walked right there?
Oh, this is interesting, man. Because this right here, this could be a moment right here for J-Rod.
Yeah, that could unlock him because he's been kind of off. Yeah, he going up there hacking, trying to swing for the downs. Yo, my boy. You got to stay short and through the ball, my boy.
Yeah.
Can't go up there swinging like you.
Okay, ground ball.
And they get out
of it. Nah.
Wow. No, Tigers got out of it. Speaking of getting out of it, we getting out of here, folks. That extra 10 minutes
that's
was fun.
it. That's it. I thought it would have been a wrap by the time, we got to this point, but we can't stay any longer, guys.
We gone, y'all. Peace out.